Hello.
Hi.
This is Melissa.
And this is Kat.
Listen, the washer and the dryer are going. There's not a ton of free time happening.
Yeah.
So if you can hear it, please subscribe to our Patreon and then we'll have more money.
And we can move out.
We can do Tragical full time. And then I don't have to do all my things I need to do, like laundry and record Tragical in one day.
Yeah.
So anyway, hopefully it's not too annoying, or maybe you can't hear it at all and this means nothing to you. I'm drinking an IPA like a true whitey.
I'm drinking water out of a color-changing Starbucks cup. She's hydrated.
Been Drinks with Kat and Melissa. What if that was our whole podcast?
Just us drinking and
Like,
talking about drinks?
Yeah.
People have dumber podcasts, to be honest.
Joe Rogan. No, I'm kidding. Kat and I both started new jobs. So we're recording this literally like 6 hours before it's supposed to come out.
Yeah.
So we're thriving.
We're doing so good.
We're killing the game.
And it's like, the holidays, both of our birthdays and our mom's birthdays coming up. Like, we just have a lot going
Things
on.
are ramping up.
Yeah. It's just that time of year,
But hey, we're working girls.
Yeah, we are.
We live, laugh, loving.
Yeah, we are.
Everything is fine.
Thriving and barely surviving.
Tragical.
So this time,
We're here to tell you why
holes.
it's tragical.
It's kind of a funny name for a movie.
Yeah.
Holes.
Well, I have some fun facts.
Okay.
The fun facts kind of sucked. Literally, most of them were like, so-and-so uses this gun. This person's car was this.
Ew.
The difference in the movie is this person does this in this order, but then in the book, they do it in that order. And I was like, what the fuck is this? But I got two good ones.
I'll hear them.
So the onions that Stanley and Zero eat towards the end of the movie are actually apples wrapped in an edible cover.
Yeah, those are the most wild onions. Like, also just watching somebody eat an onion. Who was it? Wasn't it like the Canadian prime minister or whatever that just like ate an onion? Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Moving on.
I hate that. The thought of that, like, just imagine biting into an onion. I can't even finish that sentence.
Makes my teeth hurt.
Yeah, it makes my jaw hurt. Yeah.
Next fun fact.
The next fun fact is just math. If Stanley is expected to dig one hole each day per Mr. Sir for 18 months, not including a leap year, the total number of holes dug would be an estimated 547 holes.
That's not that many.
Are you kidding me? I don't even want to dig one 5 foot by 5 foot hole, let alone 547 of them.
Yeah. Have you seen that guy on TikTok that's like crossing off the weeks of his life or whatever? Yeah, don't look it up. It'll just give you anxiety. And I'm sorry I told you about it, actually, now
like
that I'm
that.
thinking about it.
Don't like that.
Yeah, he has like every week of his life on a wall till up to like, I don't know, probably 100 or something like that. Yeah, he's a sociopath. And he crosses off every week. He like died in a car accident. Not that.
No, but that's like the point, right? Like, it's just like you could die like literally whenever. And then it just says how many weeks.
No, but yeah, I guess. Oh, he lived 900 weeks or whatever. I don't even know if that's plausible. That sounds plausible. Anyway.
I want to look it up. 900 weeks.
So there's 52 weeks in a year.
17.26 years.
So it's definitely more than that. Anyway, is that all the fun facts?
Yeah, that was it. We get those from the IMDb.
The Internet Movie Database.
Or the Badadace if you're nasty.
Yeah.
That was so good.
We're getting better at it. Now that we've remembered all parts of it.
And those are going to be linked on our website.
Which is linked in the show notes.
Yeah. Okay, so this movie starts with a lot of dirt and some holes.
It's a lot of holes.
Yeah, if you have, what is it, trypophobia or trichophobia, whatever it is with the holes, you can't watch this movie.
Yeah, no.
I guess the name of the movie
avoid that movie
be called Holes. Maybe not. Maybe you're just curious. Wait, speaking of fears, though, I learned that my fear of water has a name.
All fears have a name.
I know, but we were talking about it the other day. I had like a luncheon with like all of my managers, and somebody was talking about their fear of, it was just open water. And then one of my other managers was like, oh, I just learned that I have submechanophobia. And I was like, yeah, my best friend has that. And then I don't remember the name of mine. It was fucking long though.
I literally just said this. It wasn't Joe Rogan's podcast.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding.
Sorry.
I don't know if I have any like fears like that.
Mine is really just the one that like mine is, it's open water, but it's not just open water. It's also like things in the water, like not being able to see. Like if I can't see my feet, I physically cannot do that.
You're not trying to get like Steve Irwin out there or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like the fear of the unknown, kind of like in water.
I have no fears. I'm fearless.
That's really my main one. I mean, I don't like clowns.
I don't like when people pick at their nails. That's fucking vile. No, like the edges of their nails, or like when they make noises like two of their nails touching. What the fuck, you sociopath?
I feel like you have a lot of auditory.
That's not a fear though.
Yeah,
that's like I was gonna drive
say
my car into a pit if you're doing that.
I feel like you have a lot of like auditory triggers, but I don't know if they would be
really
fears.
The only one, I think. Nothing else really bothers me.
You hate when there's multiple sounds going on at once. You freak the fuck out.
No, I just get annoyed when like Kat's like watching TV, playing music, watching TikToks, playing Sims. Like, what are you doing?
I can't have any thoughts. I need something to focus on. So I just have every form of media on because I can't have thoughts.
Anyway, holes. Back to holes.
Sorry if you have a trickle of whatever it is.
Yeah, email us your fears.
I honestly, please, I want to know. DM us, email us. I don't even care. I need to know everyone's fears.
Tell us your fears.
I think they're so interesting.
Yeah, it is kind of weird how everyone's so like very different.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, so it opens up to a desert. There's a bunch of holes, lots of them. And there are children in prison uniforms digging these holes.
It's not even just children. It's all boys. Like it
I
is
don't see
children
gender.
of
It's
the male species.
It's 2022 and I don't see gender, Kat.
Okay.
I'm offended by your statements.
Just saying.
I'm just kidding. One of the boys, his name's Barf Bag. What do you think your nickname would be?
Oh God.
Probably something stupid like Ginger, like Four Eyes. They're not very intelligent.
I don't know. They're pretty good nicknames.
What would mine be? I want to go. Let's go to Camp Green Lake and
Cunt.
That's disrespectful. I prefer bitch. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it would be something, really fucking stupid. Like freckles.
Blondie and Ginger. I love when people call me Blondie. I'm like, yes, I am the hottest species of woman. Thank you so much. So yeah, Barf Bag sees a snake and
a rattlesnake, to be exact.
I love when you correct.
Get it right. It's very specific.
A rattlesnake.
Because not all snakes are venomous.
Oh my God, we're 3 seconds in the movie. Okay, Barf Bag takes off his shoe and he's like, bite me, bitch. The rattlesnake bites his toe and all his friends are like,
it's not that bad.
Barf Bag. Barf Bag basically committed suicide.
Sewer slide.
We never find out if Barf Bag is okay. I think he may have passed on.
Yeah.
So R.I.P. Barf Bag.
They mention he's in the hospital still at one point, but they don't say if he lives or not. So yeah.
Pouring one out for my boy. This IPA is for Barf Bag.
We need to move on because I cannot keep listening to the word Barf Bag.
Yeah, Barf Bag has to be the worst nickname.
Yeah.
The worse than armpit for sure. Then we cut to a kid, Shia LaBeouf, walking under a bridge. Let's all take a moment to remember, don't let your dreams be dreams. Because I quote that video of Shia LaBeouf saying, don't let your dreams be dreams. Probably probably 20 times a day.
Also, his episode on Hot Ones is probably one of my favorite episodes.
Shia, truly, I hope you're okay, bestie.
He's not well.
I know you're not, but like we love you, and
speak for yourself. You can love him.
I just
not well.
Same thing as Aaron Carter, R.I.P. Like he didn't get a fucking chance, unfortunately.
Yeah, child actors.
I hope he gets better or he's okay. I know he's not though. Anyway, Shia LaBeouf is walking under a bridge and some shoes come flying off of the bridge and hit him. And he's like, oh, great, some shoes. These are cool. And then he hears sirens and people are like, someone stole the shoes. Find them. And he starts running because he's got the shoes.
He's got the shoes.
Why would you keep them?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you just throw them on the ground and like keep running?
I think he panicked.
Oh, I don't do that.
Not same.
So he runs home. His father, they have like a New York City apartment or something like that. I don't know, Chicago, whatever. I'm not.
Yeah, it's like a big city.
Sure, whatever. A metropolis. And he goes into his family's apartment. His mother and father live there. His father is trying to find the cure for stinky feet, I suppose is a way you could. He's trying to solve stinky feet. And then grandpa also lives there. So his paternal grandfather is also residing in this tiny ass apartment. Honestly, I can't imagine. I've only ever shared a room with one other person. I mean, besides like significant others or whatever.
Yeah.
And thank God it was the summer I lived in Colorado and I was drunk or high most of the time. So I didn't even notice her being there. But I can't even imagine sharing such
a small
space with that many people. He shares a bedroom with his grandfather.
Yeah, it's a no for me.
I can't even imagine.
And their whole apartment and the whole building smells like stinky, sweaty feet.
Yeah, the building guy, I don't know what those are called.
Yeah, building soup, I would say.
Building supervisor? Is that what it stands for? Okay, well, he's really mad because they have stunk up the whole building. Everybody complains about their apartment. Imagine if your neighbors, like, their house smelled like feet.
All the time.
Because I would massacre them.
Also, we haven't said it, but their name is Stanley Yelnats. All the men.
Yeah, he's Stanley Yelnats the fourth.
Yeah, and Yelnats is Stanley backwards.
Yeah.
What a fun time.
Well, I was getting to that. But anyway.
Sorry.
The cops come and the item in question is literally stolen shoes. Their house is full of shoes. And then they go into Stanley and his grandfather's room, and there is memorabilia of the athlete whom the shoes belong to all over Stanley's walls.
Sweet Feet.
Mr. Sweet Feet. It's his shoes that were stolen. And so the evidence is crippling.
It's pretty damning, yeah. It's not good.
Like the family is seemingly obsessed
with shoes and feet. Yeah.
And he also has posters of the athlete all over his wall.
It's not good, mate.
It's not looking good. But yeah, so basically, this is when we find out that they're all named Stanley Yelnats. Stanley LaBeouf is Stanley Yelnats the fourth, who wrote this book because I fucking love them.
I didn't write down their name, but
look it up real quick. Let's give him some credit.
Okay, it's either Louis or Louis Sachar. He wrote the novel and the screenplay, and there is a sequel
to the book.
This
is just such good. This is like good fucking writing.
I would agree.
This is good writing.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, Stanley Yelnats the fourth. They're having dinner and they're discussing Stanley's trial. And Mom is like, we don't need to get a lawyer. Stanley will just tell the truth. Mom is clearly not as obsessed with true crime as I am, because I would have been like, we lawyering up.
Yeah.
So they go to court. Stanley's in court. He's appearing before a judge, and he is sentenced to 18 months at Camp Green Lake.
Yeah, instead of going to juvie, he gets to go to camp.
Yeah, there's just been an opening because unfortunately Barf Bag is deceased. He has passed on.
Death via rattlesnake.
That's not the way you want to go. That sounds so bad.
I mean, respectfully though, I'm kind of with Barf Bag. I think I would rather get bit by a rattlesnake and go to the hospital than dig holes every day.
Do you know when like little kids have temper tantrums and they just like lay down in the aisle at Walmart? That would be me at Camp Green Lake.
Yeah,
I would absolutely.
What are they gonna do?
I would absolutely refuse to dig a hole. I don't give a fuck what you do to me.
I think I'd rather go to juvie. Anyway, so Stanley's on the bus heading to camp, and while he's on the bus, he's almost there, and he sees a man on the side of the road with a horse-drawn cart. I guess it's a donkey-drawn cart.
Don't you dare talk about Mary Lou like that.
And then the man, the cart, and the donkey just disappear.
That's what we call a ghost, ladies and gentlemen.
He hasn't even been there for 2 seconds and he's already seeing mirages in the desert. Like, he's not doing well. So while they're driving up to the camp, Stanley realizes that there is no lake. It is all dried up. So Stanley gets off the bus at the camp and he meets the head of the camp, who tells Stanley to call him Mr. Sir. Stanley has a little giggle at that, and Mr. Sir is not. He's not happy that he laughed at him.
Yeah.
He gets a little insulted. So Mr. Sir is showing Stanley around the camp. There's not really much there. There's where they sleep. There's a rec room, the showers that are outside, and a cafeteria. And Mr. Sir says that Stanley can run away. There's nothing around them but miles and miles of desert. He's not going to get stopped from running away because there's literally nowhere for him to go. They are the only source of water for like hundreds of miles. And he'll die and get eaten by buzzards.
Stanley notices Mr. Sir's gun. And Mr. Sir is like, bestie, that ain't for you.
It's for the lizards.
And Stanley is like, and rattlesnakes? And he's like, fuck the snakes, bitch. Yellow spotted lizards are the most deadliest lizards that ever lizard.
In case you guys were wondering, they're not real. They're fake.
To you.
They're
real to me.
Fictional. So Stanley gets a whopping 2 outfits. Whoop-de-doo.
They're the same thing.
They're
also.
literally a white shirt and then an orange jumpsuit.
No panties.
No. He gets one for work and one for leisure. And if he fucks one of them up, then he has one for work and nothing for leisure. He's walking around booty ass naked, I guess. And then he gets told that he has to dig a 5 foot deep by 5 foot wide hole every day, and his shovel is his measuring stick.
It sounds like fun. I want to go here.
I truly think I'd rather die.
And then Stanley meets Dr. Pendansky, and he introduces him to his tent mates. Tent D, represent.
Tent D.
Tent D. And they all have their little nicknames. And Dr. P is just making fun of them and their little nicky names. And then he introduces him to Zero. And he said his name's Zero because there's nothing going on in his stupid little head.
Yeah.
No, it's not very nice.
No thoughts, head empty. Me too, Zero.
Zero seems like a sweet young man.
Yeah, and all the boys call Dr. Pendansky Mom.
Yeah.
They just call him Mom.
It's cute.
It's cute. And all the boys keep making fun of Stanley. They just keep calling him a Neanderthal. Like right off the bat, bullying this guy.
Dr. P, well, they've actually done actual crimes, unlike Stanley, who just
That's
happened to
true.
be walking under a bridge and got hit by some shoes. So Dr. P is like, hey, Armpit here. His name's Theodore IRL. He's going to be your mentor.
Armpit says, fuck off, mate.
Yeah. So at one point, Stanley's like, hey, Theodore, where can I get some water? And he puts him in a chokehold under his stanky armpit. And Stanley was never the same.
Yeah, all of their nicknames are, they're pretty good.
They're pretty good.
Yeah. I think my favorite is Magnet because he likes to steal shit.
Yes.
That's so good.
Yeah.
And then X-Ray. Is it just because of his big ass Coke bottle glasses?
I think it's his Coke bottle glasses. He has X-ray vision.
That man is blind.
Yeah. And there's also Zigzag.
And Squid.
I don't
know. I don't remember.
Use your imagination.
Yeah.
So that night at dinner, which looks fucking disgusting, and I'll eat anything, Stanley tells them that he is in for stealing Clyde Livingston's shoes.
They're sneakers. I actually, you know how people like hate words? Sneaker is one of, it literally makes me gag.
I say tennis shoes.
Yeah, I say tennis shoes.
I've never said sneaker in my life. Sometimes I'll say sneaks if I'm feeling crazy.
I literally, just the sound of that word.
Sneakers. So Zero is like, did they have red X's on them? And everyone drops their spoons because they've never heard Zero talk before. They didn't even know Zero could talk.
Yeah.
Stanley is like, yeah, they did have red X's on them. And then Zero goes back to eating his mush.
Not the mush.
So then we get a flashback to Stanley's family having dinner and talking about Stanley's no good pig stealing great grandfather.
So specific.
And then we get a flashback to Kissin' Kate. She was a bandit that stole Stanley the First's trunk and left him stranded in the desert.
Yeah, she is known for killing men and then leaving a little smooch on their forehead with her red lipstick, and that's her trademark.
Kissin' Kate.
But For some reason, she left Stanley Yelnats the first alive. She didn't kill him.
She said, I like that one. I'll leave him alive. That's what she sounds like.
Yeah, that was so good.
Thank you so much. I've been practicing.
So back at camp, the boys all get woken up before the sun is even up. Again, no thank you. And they have to go get their shovels. Stanley just grabs one at random, and then X-Ray hits him and takes the shovel because the one that Stanley grabbed is shorter than all the rest of them. And so X-Ray, I guess he's just been there for a really long time. And so he's like, that's actually mine, because then my hole doesn't have to be as wide or as deep. I wouldn't be digging any holes.
I mean, honestly, yeah, like a centimeter's not going to make a huge fucking difference at this point, but whatever.
So then out in the desert, they're digging their holes. And Mr. Sir tells him that if Stanley finds anything, he has to give it to Mr. Sir or Dr. Pendansky if he's out there. And if it's something really good, then he'll get the day off and he won't have to keep digging. And then he says, there's no point in digging these holes. It is literally to build character. What? Please tell me what character that is building. Great.
They're digging holes. They're building character. And Armpit Dirt is getting into Stanley's hole. And he's like, hey, bro, can you throw your dirt somewhere else? And Armpit's like, talk to me ever again. I'll fuck you up. So it's not a great first day for poor little Stanley.
Being a teenage boy is rough.
Being
I wouldn't know
alive is rough.
Yeah, true.
So fuck everything. Anyway, then we get another flashback. Lots of flashing backs gonna happen. And we're with Elie fucking, I can't say it. You have to say
Yelnats.
There's no fucking way that's coming out of my mouth.
So we are looking at Elie Yelnats, who is the great-great-grandpa of Stanley the Fourth. So Elie's first son will be Stanley Yelnats the first. Okay. So
I love how you just did that for yourself, really.
Yeah. Okay, anyway. So Elie sees a sexy lady, and it's his boss's daughter. And also, I would like to say that Elie is hot as fuck.
I think he can honestly do better than Myra Menke.
But if you really think about it, the town that
Oh, right.
Who is better?
Yeah. Oh,
is there better? She's probably it. So Elie goes to see the fortune teller, Madame Zeroni, and she says, your best bet is to go to America like my son. And he says, I don't want to do that. So then he asks his boss for the daughter's hand in marriage anyway. And his boss is like, oh, you want to ask to marry her too? Well, this sweaty old man just brought me a really big pig and wants to marry her. What can you offer me? And Elie's like, my love.
Ah, so sweet.
The boss laughs in his face. So that didn't work. So Elliot goes back to Madame Zeroni. And Madame Zeroni gives him a pig. And she says, you have to sing to this pig, carry it up a mountain every day to bring it to this very special water, and then carry it back down. And you have to do this every day until the pig is bigger and you are stronger. And then once the pig is strong, you have to carry me up the mountain, sing to me, bring me to the water, and then bring me back down. But you can't forget that last part, because if you do, then you and your entire family are cursed forever. And Ellie's like, okay, bet, give me the pig. So he does that, and he finally has a really big pig and really big muscles, and he brings the pig to the boss, and the girl literally is like, I don't know who to pick. Which pig is bigger? I don't know. Let's toss a coin. Like, she's being so annoying. You want that sweaty old man?
Pick a number 1 through 10.
Yeah. And then Elie literally says, fuck this.
He's like, are you kidding me?
You want that sweaty old man? Like, hello?
She's not very smart, okay?
No.
Well, she gets not Elie. She
Yeah.
gets Igor, the
Fat sweaty man.
I would have picked Igor, respectfully.
Okay. Well, I would not have. And then Elie leaves for America. And you know what he doesn't do?
Take Madame Zeroni up the fucking mountain.
He sure did not.
She curses him, though.
Yeah, his whole family for the rest of forever.
Listen, I don't mess with that shit. When we were in New Orleans, I was so nice to everybody.
Oh, yeah. I think we went into only like one psychic shop.
I don't know who knows voodoo out here and who doesn't.
We were... Oh my gosh, this is so cool. It's so nice to meet you. We didn't get our palms read. We didn't do none of that.
I would never.
I would.
I'm scared.
I absolutely would. I want my palm read, my tarot card read. Tell me my future. I want to know it.
Anyway, so yeah, Elie is like, fuck this shit. And he goes to America. He does not carry Madame Zeroni up the mountain. She curses him. And then we cut back to Stanley. He finished his first hole. He is blistered up. Could you imagine? Oh my God, I can't. Just how blistered your hands would be.
Yeah.
Shoveling all day.
And Mr. Sir says blisters eventually turn into calluses.
Anyway, Stanley's walking over to leave for the day, and a lizard comes up behind him, and Mr. Sir pulls out his gun.
Holds Stanley at gunpoint.
Yeah, holds Stanley at gunpoint. And then the lizard, he shoots at the lizard and he misses. So Stanley starts running because the lizard's now charging him. And Mr. Sir finally shoots the yellow spotted lizard. So Stanley almost died, after digging his first hole. Things are going really good.
Yeah, and he's told by the other boys that every lizard has 11 spots, and if you get close enough to count them, then that's when you're dead.
Yeah, so how do we know? Exactly. So we cut to Stanley. He's writing a letter full of lies to his mother.
Yeah, he's like, oh my God, it's so much fun. I'm learning how to jet ski. And there's a trampoline in the water. I'm making friends. It's a really good time, Mom. I'm so glad I'm here instead of juvie.
What's that thing where like it's full of air and one person lays on the end and then another person jumps on it?
That's what he's doing every day. Yeah.
They're out there blobbing it up. He straight up lies to his mom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I think I would too, because I would feel like Mom would worry.
No,
he doesn't want his mom to
help,
worry.
I'm in hell. Anyway, one day while digging, Stanley finds a fossil of little fishies.
And he's fucking jazzed, bro. He's like, I found a thing and I'm going to get the day off.
Yeah, he shows it to Mr. Sir, and Mr. Sir is like, you think a fossil is going to get you the day off? That's cute. And then X-Ray is like, hey, bitch, I have been here for 1,000 years. So next time,
6 months to be exact.
Next time you fucking find something, you better give it to me so I can have the day off because I deserve it. So while the boys are talking about the fossil of the fish, Stanley is like, that's crazy. Like, so there actually used to be a lake here. And Dr. Pendanski is like, yeah, the warden's grandfather actually owned the lake and half the town before it dried up.
So then we have another flashback. Again, there's 900 flashbacks in this movie. And we see a man named Sam, and he's selling vegetables and oils and tonics.
He's just selling onions. Let's be real.
Yeah, it's mostly onions, onion juice.
No, I really think there were only onions.
He had like tonics and oils and stuff, but it was
made of onions.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Anyway, so this man is selling onions and onion oils and onion tonics.
Sam the Onion Peddler.
Do you know that he's literally credited as Sam the Onion Man? That's literally his character's name is Sam the Onion Man.
Put that on my grave. I don't even care.
Melissa the Onion Woman.
No, Sam the Onion Man.
Do you know that I could not figure out like where else I had seen him? He's in Psych.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, and I really threw me off. They mentioned the movie in Psych in an episode.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was kind of funny. It was like a fun fact about it, but it wasn't funny enough.
He's pretty hot. I'd smash.
Yeah, I'd smash.
All right.
Anyway,
smash or pass.
Smash or pass Sam the Onion Man. Smash. Anyway, there's a school teacher named Miss Catherine. She's known for her spiced peaches. Okay, queen. And she trades some of her peaches for Sam's infamous onions. They both are literally known for one thing, and it's onions and peaches.
They are giving eyes.
Yeah, man.
They
she
are.
Said, I'll give you my peaches.
He said, I'll give you my onion.
Ew. I don't like that. Anyway, moving on. Back at camp, all the boys are in the rec room, and I'm going to be honest with you. Something happens. Stanley falls into some kid named The Lump. The Lump shoves Stanley and tries to beat his ass, and then Stanley stands up for himself and beats The Lump back. And then all the boys like stand up for Stanley, the boys from Tent D.
Yeah, don't mess with Tent D.
And then after they like pull The Lump and Stanley off of each other, the boys are talking to Stanley and they're like, bro, he was like a caveman. You saw him beating his ass. And Stanley is so confused. He's like, I was getting my ass handed to me. But the caveman is Stanley. He finally has a nickname.
One of us.
Good for him. They called him a Neanderthal at the beginning of the movie. Now he's caveman, I guess.
I think it's the hair. It's giving caveman.
Okay.
It's serving caveman.
All right, well.
So that night, Tent D is having their therapy session with Dr. Pendanski.
Mom.
He's trying to get through to the boys. They're fucking shitheads. Stanley won't cop up to his crimes. He's like, my family's actually cursed because of my no good pig stealing great-great-grandfather. And he gets a laugh out of everybody.
This is also when we learn that like what some of the boys were arrested for. And Magnet. Okay, listen, I love Magnet.
Magnet's like my favorite.
He stole $1,000 puppy because he didn't like that the dogs were in cages.
I love him.
Yeah.
An icon.
He was like, it was sad. He's stealing from puppy mills. I love that for him.
They're all bonding.
Yeah.
Caveman's finally in with the criminal boys.
Yeah, Mom is bullying Zero as he always does.
Telling him he's stupid.
And useless. The group is saying that Zero will only talk to Caveman. And so Mom asks Zero a bunch of questions, and then Zero looks to Caveman to see if it's okay for him to answer, and Caveman nods at him. So then he just says he likes digging holes.
And he said he's being a dick. He doesn't actually like digging holes.
He just doesn't want to say anything.
Right. Cut to Stanley, who's reading a letter from his mom. This is like my favorite part of the movie.
It's pretty good.
Because the mom is like, I feel real bad for the lady who lived in the shoe. Because it must have smelled real bad. It honestly is so funny. Because like
we both said it with the movie.
I quote this movie all the fucking time. It's so funny. But yeah, she's basically saying like her husband trying to find the cure for smelly feet is just disgusting and vile, and she's really tired of it, and she hopes he makes a breakthrough soon.
And the landlord's about to kick them out.
Yeah, that's true. I wonder how long he's been at it. Like, what the fuck?
Like his
what are
whole
we doing?
life?
I have no idea. Zero hears Stanley chuckling to himself. So
cackling to himself in a corner.
So Zero's like, what's so funny? And Caveman Stanley shows him the letter and is like, oh, my mom's talking about the old lady who lived in the shoe or whatever. And it was pretty funny. And then Zero's like, I can't read.
I'm illiterate. I am Leah Michelle.
Just like Leah Michelle, I cannot read. And so Zero's like, could you teach me? And Stanley is like, honestly, I'm with Stanley on this one. He's like, Brody, I've been digging holes all day. I'm
fucking tired, bro.
I don't want to teach you how to read. Respectfully, with peace and love. Like, I don't want to teach you how to read. I'm kind of with Stanley on that one.
Yeah.
It's a lot, mate.
So next week, I don't fucking know. Someday they're digging holes and Caveman.
Tuesday.
Yeah, okay, Tuesday. And Caveman finds something in his hole. I don't know why, but he actually really does call X-Ray over to look at it. I would have said fuck X-Ray and, whatever. It's kind of looking like a little bullet. It's like a little gold bullet tube thing. And it has a heart on it with the initials KB. And then X-Ray takes it from Caveman and says that he's going to turn it in for himself and get the rest of the day off. And Caveman goes to try and stop him. And then he thinks better of it. And he's like, why don't you do it tomorrow morning? Like a little bit after we get out here. So then you have the whole day off instead of just, like an hour or two. So X-Ray does just that. He turns it in the next morning and Mom calls the warden to look at it.
Dun, dun, dun.
And the warden is none other than the beautiful, illustrious, gorgeous, fabulous Sigourney Weaver.
Who do I want to look like? Sigourney Weaver.
Honestly, she really and truly is an icon.
First of all, I don't know what the diet is, but that body just keep bodying.
And she still looks so good.
She has she's unmistakably Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah.
She's no fucking Bella Hadid. If you showed me 28 photos, I couldn't point out who Bella Hadid is. No disrespect. Like Sigourney fucking Weaver.
So Sigourney Weaver, she's literally known as just the warden, does not have a name. The warden shows up to the holes, and I don't want to call that area just the holes.
I like it.
Okay, so she shows up to the holes and X-Ray shows her the bullet tube thing, and she's like, oh my god, great, you can go back to camp, you get double shower tokens and you get a little snacky snack.
Not a snack.
And then she said refill the rest of the boys' canteens, and Mom is like, I just filled their canteens actually. And she's like, oh, I didn't ask. Actually, I'm telling you to fill them.
Don't ask Sigourney Weaver questions.
Right. So then she calls Caveman over and she's like, did you drink any of your water? And he's like, no. And then she just looks at him and he goes, yes, I drank so much water, actually. I would love a refill. So Mom is then forced to refill all their water that he just refilled.
Yeah. And now the boys are basically digging around that hole that she thinks that X-Ray found the tube in.
Yeah, they're not digging individual holes anymore. They're digging.
They're digging one big old hole.
Crater.
Kat, we're taking a flashback.
Oh God, another one.
Another one. Yeah. So it's Miss Catherine. She's in her little schoolhouse, and Sam brings her some onions. But the schoolhouse is leaking.
Yeah, it's raining.
There's a storm and water's coming in. And Sam is like, I will fix the roof for more spiced peaches.
No. He says, and I quote, I can fix that.
And then he fixes the roof, and then she's like, the windows don't open, Sam.
I can fix that.
And then she's like, she's like looking around. She's like,
what else can you fix?
The door, it doesn't close like how like doors close. It's not doing like what a door does.
And he says, I can fix that.
She's just trying to keep him around.
Wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
We already played Smash or Pass, Cat. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Also Smash Miss Catherine too.
So the lake owner, his name is Trout Walker. Should you name your children Trout? Yeah, maybe not.
What the fuck is that? That might be worse than like 2022 Tinder photos where you're holding up a fish. Like your name is Trout.
Well, he owns the lake, so his daddy owns the lake. And so Trout seems like a fitting name.
I hate it.
Anyway, so Trout Walker and some of the other men are taking night classes to learn how to read.
I don't think they're really doing it to better themselves, respectfully. I really think they're in there because Miss Catherine is hot.
That could be it.
Yeah.
So after class, Trout asks Catherine out, and she's like, gonna have to pass on that one.
He kind of corners her.
Yeah.
She
holds her own, though.
Yeah, he doesn't ask nicely.
He's like, yeah, my dad owns the lake, though. And she's like, yeah, I know, Trout. I don't want to date you.
Doesn't mean shit to me.
Like, fuck off. So Trout is like super pissed, and he leaves. And then Sam finds Catherine crying later that night. And you know what, Kat? He can fix that.
He can fix that. And then they make out.
They like totally make out. Yeah. It's like so hot. Oh my God.
Yeah. But
I'm so happy for them.
Trout Walker walks by and sees them kissing.
Yeah.
And that's a no-no because Sam is a black man.
Yeah, and Trout also just sucks.
And it's not allowed. So Trout and his men burn down the schoolhouse. It's not very nice. So Miss Catherine runs to the sheriff and she's like, hey, they're burning down my school. You have to stop them. But the sheriff is piss drunk. And he also is just an asshole. And he tries to make out with Miss Catherine. And he's like, I heard that you like to kiss people. That's what I heard. And then she says, fuck off. And then he says, well, we're gonna hang Sam. So good luck.
So Catherine tries to run out to the lake to let Sam know that they're coming for him. She runs past Sam's donkey, Mary Lou's fucking carcass.
Yeah, they could have not shown the dead donkey.
Poor
respectfully.
Mary Lou, the donkey.
Also, they said earlier that the onions made her live to be 100 years old, and then they shot her. That's so rude. That was a historic donkey.
That donkey was 100.
She's been through it.
So Sam is out on the lake on his boat, also named Mary Lou, by the way. Not very good with the names out here, Sam. Just naming everything Mary Lou. What's the wagon's name? Mary Lou.
Mary Lou.
Yeah. So unfortunately, Catherine makes it to the lake just in time to watch Trout Walker shoot Sam dead in his boat.
Trout has a motorboat. And he comes up on him real quick.
His daddy owns the lake.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, they shoot Sam in the middle of the lake. It's really sad.
Catherine's screaming. Mm-hmm. I hate it.
But Catherine gets her comeuppance because she goes to the sheriff. She fucking shoots him.
Yeah.
And then she kisses him on the cheek and she said, there's your kiss, bitch.
Yeah, with her bright red lipstick on.
Hell yeah.
Then we cut back to the boys. They are done digging one big giant hole. They're back to digging their own individual holes because they couldn't really find anything after the gold tube.
I wonder why. Maybe because they weren't digging at the right hole.
Mr. Sir is filling up their canteens, and Magnet steals his bag of sunflower seeds because Mr. Sir quit smoking, so he's chewing on sunflower seeds instead.
Fucking love sunflower seeds.
Me too.
They're so good.
I love any seed.
I used to eat them in high school so much.
So then the boys are sharing the seeds, and then Mr. Sir is driving off. And then he whips the truck around. Probably because he noticed his sunflower seeds were fucking missing.
Like immediately. Because I'm sure he went to reach for them the second he left.
So somebody throws Caveman the sunflower seed bag and he fucking fumbles it, bro. I mean, Caveman,
He's cursed. He really doesn't have good luck.
That's true. He is cursed. I forgot that part. You're right. So the sunflower seeds are all over his hole. He tries. What?
I did not like that sentence. Please. That was like the worst thing that has ever hit my ears.
The sunflower seeds are all in his hole.
All in his hole.
And he's trying to bury them, but let's be real, he doesn't have enough time. And Mr. Sir walks over and is like, you think this is funny, bro? And he's like, no.
And he's like, I stole them. It was me. I did it.
So, yeah, he doesn't like throw anybody under the bus. Like, I wouldn't either. I'm no fucking snitch.
Yeah.
It was an accident.
It wasn't an accident. Magnet very specifically stole them.
No, but I mean, the boys throwing it to him and him fumbling the bag, bro.
But they were stolen to begin with.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be like, Magnet did it.
I wouldn't either. I wouldn't be a narc. But I'm just saying it wasn't an accident.
So Mr. Sir takes Caveman to the warden. So they go into her
cabin.
Yeah, she has a cabin. She doesn't have a tent. She has a cabin. Yeah. She's in her little sports bra. Get it, Sigourney. I just want to be Sigourney Weaver when I grow up. Mr. Sir is like, this boy stole my sunflower seeds. Actually, I don't think he did it, but I think he's covering for another boy who did it. And the warden is like, okay, what the fuck? She's like, Stanley, will you go grab me my nail polish from over there? So Stanley goes to grab her nail polish. There is newspaper clippings of Kissin' Kate Barlow all papered on her walls.
Yeah, she's kind of obsessed.
Her wallpaper is Kissin' Kate Barlow newspaper clippings, the whole cabin. So Stanley brings over her nail polish and she starts to paint her little nails. And she's like, do you know how I get this color, Stanley? It's the rattlesnake venom. And then she just fucking socks Mr. Sir right in the face, scratches him right across his ugly fucking mug.
Yeah, so when the nail polish is dry, it's fine. But she just put a fresh coat on. She sliced open Mr. Sir's face with it.
She's fucking wild, bro.
And then she's like, Caveman, you can go.
Caveman, you can go dig your holes. So Caveman goes back to the holes and everyone's like, what happened? And Caveman's like, nothing.
Yeah. And while he was gone, Zero dug both his own hole and Caveman's hole while he was gone.
That's so nice.
Yeah. And Caveman's like, why the fuck did you do that? And Zero's like, you didn't steal the sunflower seeds and you didn't steal those shoes.
So Stanley kind of puts 2 and 2 together and he's like, Brody, I don't think that tube was a bullet. I think it was lipstick. And I think KB is kissing Kate Barlow.
Wow, he's so smart.
We get another flashback, surprise, surprise, to Miss Catherine, now kissing Kate, as she is known. She's just a regular old Western bandit. She's killing men and kissing them and stealing their money. She's robbing banks. She's got a little gang, and she is thriving, but also like the love of her life is dead. So it doesn't really mean anything to her. Mm-hmm. She got like her vengeance, but she's like, oh, it's
not fulfilling.
This doesn't mean anything because my lover is gone.
So back at camp, Caveman agrees that he will teach Zero how to read. And Zero says that he'll help Caveman dig his hole so that he won't be as tired because he's the fastest digger there. He's like, so I'll dig my hole and then I'll help you dig yours so you won't be as tired and you can teach me how to read. And one day while Caveman is teaching Zero says that his full name is Hector Zeroni. He says that him and his mom moved all over the place for a while and then they were homeless. And
I think kind of moving all over the place for a while is also homeless. But okay.
They were couch surfing, but they had a roof over their head at that point. But then they were living on the streets. And he was saying that his mom tried to do everything that she could to help him. But then one day she just disappeared and didn't come back for him. And he doesn't know what happened. And he's very sad about it.
So one day when they're digging holes, Zigzag is like super pissed that Zero is digging Caveman's holes for him.
He offers him a cracker. He's like, I'll give you this cracker if you dig my hole for me.
Yeah. And basically Caveman and Zigzag kind of fight and the warden comes to the holes.
Okay, well first though, Mom eggs them on. He's like, yeah, fight bitches, beat each other up.
Yeah. Mom's not very helpful.
No.
So the warden comes to the holes. The boys tell her that Zero has been digging Caveman's holes so that he can teach him how to read. And the warden tells Caveman to stop teaching Zero how to read and for him to dig his own holes. And Caveman is like, can't I dig my own holes and teach him how to read? And the warden says, better not.
No, mate.
Better not, mate.
Yeah, and then Mom is picking on Zero as he does. And he's like, what does CAT spell? And then Zero just stares at him. And then he's like, what does DIG spell? And then Zero hits Mom with his shovel across the face and says, dig, bitch. And then he runs.
Well, he doesn't say the bitch part, but
I wish he would have.
It's implied.
It is very much implied. And then he runs out into the desert. And the warden is like, okay, just erase all traces that Zero ever existed. He was never here. And we're going to move on. Pretend like he was never here.
Also, yeah, Hector Zeroni, like, so Madame Zeroni's great-great-grandson or some shit. Sigourney, my queen, the warden, she says, just go ahead and delete Zero. Delete Zero Zeroni's profile off the system or whatever, or like paperwork, or I don't know. What year is this?
Yeah, they say that no one cares about Zero. And then Caveman comes in. He's like, I care.
He's my family.
Yeah.
So then we get a flashback. Are you shocked? Are you surprised?
Another flashback? What?
It's just a little one though. So we see great grandpa who gets stranded by Kiss and Kate Barlow. He was out in the desert for 16 days until he found God's thumb. That's what Stanley's grandfather, Stanley Yelnats the second, told him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, God's thumb saved him, whatever that means.
Sure, Jan.
Great.
Sounds good.
Mm-hmm. So the next day, next week, Thursday, the bus pulls into camp and there's a new kid.
Can I just say I took this kid out of my notes. He's not in my notes and he doesn't exist to me. That's like the only part of this movie I hate is this kid is a horrible child actor.
Yeah.
Everybody in this movie, 10 out of 10. This kid, fucking 0, negative 40 out of 10. I hate him.
Well, his name is Twitch because he has a twitch.
He's annoying.
Yeah. And
a terrible actor.
He's there at camp because he stole cars. He's in there for Grand Theft Auto. Like, I feel like you would go to juvie. No, you would go to prison for that, I think. Anyway, so one day while they are out at the holes, Twitch, actually, I wrote that Twitch helps Caveman steal Mr. Sir's truck, but Twitch really just stands there. He doesn't actually do anything.
Yeah, Stanley's like, is this a car? And Twitch is like, yeah. Like, it's not.
And then Caveman steals Mr. Sir's truck, and he's driving it out into the desert so he can find Zero, but he immediately crashes it into a hole.
Yeah.
Like, and he does not make it more than, I want to say, 20 feet.
It's not good.
But then Caveman gets out of the crashed truck and he runs. And the warden says, well, we'll report him missing in 2 weeks. And that way he'll already be dead. What are they going to do then?
True dat.
Because he has family that cares about him, unlike Zero, who's just, a lone child.
So our pal, Stanley Caveman, he's...
Stanley
Caveman. He's out walking in the desert. He's headed towards the mountains and he sees a upside down boat half buried in the sand. And he walks over to it and he sees Zero's little legs sticking out of it. And he's like, Zero,
hello,
Hector, paging Hector. And his legs aren't moving. And he's like, oh my God, he's fucking dead. But then he starts moving. Mm-hmm. So Zero's fine. They hug. It's so cute.
Yeah. And then underneath the overturned boat, there's like a hole dug out and there's like a bunch of stuff in there. There's a bunch of glass jars and Zero says that he's been eating what he is calling sploosh. And he says it's very sweet and it's delicious. And they literally break the bottle open. So Caveman eats some of it. And he's like, wow, this tastes like spiced peaches. So crazy. And then Zero's like, what does marry you mean? And Caveman's like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. We need to go back to camp. We can't be out here in the desert any longer. And then they get out of the boat and Caveman sees at the side of the boat says Mary Lou.
R.A.P.
Rip donkey, 100-year-old donkey. And then Caveman turns around and he sees a mountain in the shape of a thumb.
Could it be God's thumb?
Fucking crazy, bro. And he's like, oh my God, my great grandfather only survived in the desert because he went to God's thumb. Weird. And so Zero and Caveman, they do a little trek across the desert.
They ate all the sploosh. The sploosh is gone.
Yeah, when Caveman got there, the one that they ate was the last one.
Yeah. So they have to either go back to camp or go to God's thumb
and
they
hope for the
pick
best.
God's thumb.
Yeah. I think I would too.
Me also. So yeah, basically his grandpa lived because he made it to God's thumb. So they're like, fuck it, let's go to God's thumb.
Yeah, if great grandpa did it, then so can I.
Yeah, they are climbing the mountain. They have a single shovel to their names. So they're kind of like pulling each other up with the shovel. At one point, Caveman almost falls off the side of the mountain. Zero pulls him up with the end of the shovel, but he's holding the top of the shovel and he fucks his hands right up.
Yeah, he's like, he pulls him up by the
spade.
The shovel. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. I was going to say the shovel part.
The shovel part.
The shovel part.
Yeah, the spade part is like it's digging into his palms, basically.
Yeah. So Caveman like rips his shirt and ties up Zero's little hands.
Yeah. And then at one point, Zero, he passes out because he's very dehydrated,
exhausted. He's bleeding out. He's probably like got infection going on. Yeah, it's not good.
Stanley carries Zero up the mountain.
Very important.
Yes, he is. Yell Nats is carrying a Zeroni up the mountain.
And you hear Madame Zeroni, her voice in the background saying to carry her up the mountain. So they make it to the top with Caveman carrying Zero, and he hears and sees running water. There's a giant lake at the top of this mountain.
It's a little muddy.
Yeah, it's kind of mud. But it's liquid. It's water.
Also, this part, the fake water they put at the top
CGI is not good.
It's pretty bad.
I don't know why they didn't just like make a little pool. I don't know
what
happened
not,
here.
Yeah, it's not that big of a space. They could have just put real water there.
I don't know what happened with that. So they find water, and you know what else they find?
Onions.
A fuck ton of onions. This whole do onions grow in water? Is that like a thing? Okay, great. I'm so glad we're so educated. So they're fucking chowing
they're like
down.
Tubers.
They're like underground. So they eat a fuck ton of onions. I'm sure they smell great. And then they drink a lot of water. And then they're literally just laying in the water. I'm sure that's so nice. And Stanley starts singing the Yell Nats pig song.
Is that what that's the name of the song?
I'm going to assume so.
The Yell Nats
pig song. So then we cut to the Yell Nats apartment, and Stanley's dad, Mr. Yell Nats III, is doing his little experiment, and he accidentally knocks some onions and peaches into his little experiment with the stinky shoe. And guess what? It doesn't smell bad anymore. Because you know why? The curse is broken because a Yell Nats carried a Zeroni up the mountain and then sang the pig song.
The curse is broke.
Woo!
So at this point, Zero tells Stanley that he's like, hey, bestie, I was at the homeless shelter and I saw these awesome shoes with red X's on them and I stole them, right? But I didn't know they were like that important. And then I was walking with them on my feet because, you know, I'm a homeless fucking 10-year-old. And then I heard the police coming. So I took them off and I threw them off the bridge. And that's how you got arrested.
Yeah. And then Zero says he still got caught anyway because he was lifting some shoes from a Payless the next day.
R.I.P. Payless.
Yeah. And Stanley says, you know what? It's destiny.
Yeah.
We were meant to be here at this time.
They had to because the Yell Nats had to carry a Zeroni up the mountain.
Yep.
It was meant to be.
And then back at camp, Stanley's lawyer shows up and says that he has been released, and the warden says, you can't be here, you need to fucking leave, and chases the lawyer off.
Yeah, she's like, I need a court order, bitch. Which is stupid because that's not how that works.
Yeah,
but.
and then after the lawyer leaves, the warden is like, okay, well, when she comes back, we're just gonna say that he ran away. Mom is like, that doesn't make sense because why would we tell him he got released and then he would run away? And she's like, don't fucking question me, bitch.
Back up on God's thumb, Zero and Stanley, they're feeling lucky. They feel the luck in their bones. They decide to head back to camp. So then we get a flashback.
Oh my God. Take a shot every time there's a flashback.
You'd be faded.
Yeah, bro.
You're 8 shots deep, I feel like. So basically, Kate, she's laying in a desert leaning up against an overturned boat named the Mary Lou.
So interesting.
And she gets held up at gunpoint.
Okay, wait. First, she sees Sam's ghost because she's dying.
Yeah, she hallucinating out there, dehydrated and shit, laying in the desert.
She's like, I feel cold. And Sam's ghost says, I can fix that. And then she's held at gunpoint.
Yeah, so she's held at gunpoint by Trout Walker and wife, who are like, tell us where you buried your treasure. And she's like, you'll be looking for my treasure for 100 years, Trout Walker. Your kids will be looking for it, and your kids. She's basically like, y'all ain't gonna find it.
You're never gonna find it.
And then she literally grabs a spotted lizard and she's like, bite me, bitch. She takes the barf bag way out, and except his was a snake and she did the spotted lizard. But I'm sure if barf bag saw a spotted lizard, he probably would have gone for that too. Probably would have gone that way.
Yeah. So the desert that she was held up in was where the lake used to be.
There's no lake anymore. It dried up. It hasn't rained since Sam died.
Yep. It has not rained since Sam died. So the lake has been dried up for years.
Yeah. So fuck you, Trout.
Yeah, bitch.
Stupid name ass bitch.
You can't own anything if there's no lake.
Yeah. Your daddy can't own a lake if there ain't no lake, bitch.
Anyway, so Stanley and Zero sneak back to the holes. And they're gonna dig in the hole that Caveman actually found the tube of lipstick. So Zero sneaks back into camp to get another shovel since they only had the one. And they're digging in the hole and they find a box. Right as they find the box, the warden and Mr. Sir show up and hold them at gunpoint. And they're like, that's mine.
It's a treasure chest. It's not a box.
Okay, a treasure chest. It's
different. It's a treasure chest.
So right as the boys are about to climb out of the hole, they get covered in the spotted lizards. There's like 50 of them. The warden then says that she has been digging holes her whole life and she started this camp so that she wouldn't have to do it. And she's been doing it thanks to her Grandpa Walker. And then there's a flashback of the warden as a kid. And I don't know if any of y'all are on TikTok, but this is like my favorite TikTok sound ever. I'm tired of this, Grandpa. That's too damn bad.
I don't even know that from TikTok.
I know it from this movie, but it's like extra funny.
First of all, I've never heard it as a sound on TikTok.
Oh my God. It was
so we must be on different parts of TikTok.
I think we've been known that.
Yeah, that's true. But no, I just like say this all the time. Like whenever I'm like at work and I'm like fed up, I'm like, I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
That's too damn bad. Yeah, so she has been digging holes her whole life. And it's because of her grandpa, Trout Walker.
Yeah.
Interesting.
They were looking for Kissin' Kate Barlow's treasure, which they never found.
But so the next morning, they're all still standing out there because the boys and the treasure chest are still just covered in lizards. And while they're sitting there, Zero looks at Stanley and he's like, hey, yo, is your last name your first name spelled backwards? And because, he's literate now, he can read. And Stanley's like, yeah. How'd you know that? And Zero's like, it's on this box. Bestie, it's on this box.
This box has your name on it.
So weird. So then the lawyer shows back up at the holes, and the warden fabricates a lie about how Stanley broke into her cabin and stole the chest from her, and then he went out there and hid out in the hole, and then that's when all the lizards showed up. And we all know that that's not true. And so Caveman gets really pissed, and I don't know if it's just his energy or like what, but all the lizards like crawl off of them.
It's the onions, you moron.
Is it?
They've been eating onions for days.
Okay, but they got on them in the first place and they've been on them all night.
Right. But they're not going to bite them because of the onions.
I guess that makes sense. I don't know. I guess I never thought about it.
That's the whole reason they didn't bite them.
Okay, well, they didn't get bit because of onions. They smell like onions.
Yeah, that's literally what Sam said. The onions are a repellent for yellow spotted lizards. Have you seen this movie? Are you okay?
Yeah, I guess I just never put two and two together
it's because
for
they've been fucking munching on onions for 6 days or whatever.
Well, the yellow spotted lizards say y'all stink and then crawl off of them. And so the boys crawl out of the hole and the warden is trying to take the treasure chest back from them. And Zero says, no, it has Stanley's name on it actually, so he gets to keep it. And the lawyer's right there and she's like, yeah, that's actually true.
Possession is 9/10 of the law, actually.
So they go back to camp and the lawyer is trying to get Stanley to leave with her. And he says, I'm not leaving unless Zero comes too. And the lawyer's like, okay, great. Go get me Zero's case file. Get me the case file for Hector Zeroni right now. But guess what?
The case file.
But guess what? They have no paperwork on this kid.
What? That's
because
weird.
They fucking deleted his life when he ran away. So it kind of worked out for him in the end. You know what I mean? While all this is going on, Mr. Sir has been trying to hide his face from the cops that are there this whole time.
Which is still fucked up from...
Oh, yeah,
the warden
He's
slapping
still,
him.
like, got slices across his face that are swollen and bubbly.
Yeah, well, there's also, like, some rattlesnake venom up in there.
Yeah,
it's not going great.
Good. But then there's a cop that sees him and he's like, you are under arrest for, like, evading the law in 12 states, Mr. Marion, and you're a wanted man and you're going to get arrested. And they all laugh at his name being Marion.
Marion's a lovely name.
Did you know that that's
John Wayne?
Yeah, John Wayne's real name.
Of course I knew that.
Yeah. So while he's being arrested, he outs Mom and says that he's not a real doctor.
We been knew that.
Yeah, I think
them therapy sessions were not accurate.
he was fully bullying a child. I think we knew he wasn't a therapist of any kind. And then while they are about to take Stanley and Zero, they said that the state is not going to take over the camp. They own
They're
the
under
camp now.
investigation.
And then it starts to rain. Oh my God.
The warden is like, Stanley, please open the trunk. I need to know what's inside. And Stanley says, "Go fuck yourself."
Yeah, he looks nice and says, fuck off, mate.
Fuck off, love. Fuck right off.
Yeah.
So yeah, Hector and Stanley leave. The rest of the kids are playing in the rain. Back at the apartment of the Yelnatzes, I think they've just like adopted Zero. He's hanging out. They open the treasure and there's a bunch of trinkets and coins and monies and papers for like AT&T.
Yeah, they have like bonds.
Yeah. And now they're worth like millions of dollars. And Stanley is like, we have to split this with Hector Zeroni.
Yeah, because if it weren't for
And Dad is
him-
like, we have $90 billion right here. I think we can spare half of it.
yeah.
They're so down to earth.
So then with the money, Hector was able to hire an investigator to find his mom.
She was looking for him too.
So sad.
She didn't know he was in jail or at camp or whatever.
So then Zero and Stanley buy houses next door to each other.
Houses. Mansions.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. And then they also have all the boys from camp. I don't know if they live there, staying there, visiting. I don't know. They have a bunch of criminals hanging out in their pool. They're having a pool party. And then Mr. Yelnats is like, hey, everyone come inside. It's time. And it's time for the commercial for Sploosh, which is what they named his stinky foot experiment, which it was made with onions and peaches. Crazy. And Sweet Feet, is he a baseball player?
Well, they're cleats. Who wears cleats?
I think he was baseball. Anyway, he might be known as Sweet Feet, but his feet stank. So he became the spokesperson for Sploosh.
Yeah.
Not that they needed any more money.
No, but you know, you got to keep the income coming in, you know.
And that's the end.
D10.
Yeah. We were like fucking rocking out to the song.
Dig it up, boom, boom, dig it. Dig it up, boom, boom, dig it.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
It's the best song ever. I listen to it every day.
Would you like to go first?
I will go first, Kat. I gave Holes a 10 out of 10.
Wow.
This movie is so good. I mean, I'm sure the book is amazing. I mean, it's just well written. I love all the flashback stuff. I love the Western aspect. I love Sigourney Weaver and I love Shia LaBeouf in the past, not now. I hope he gets help. And I just really love this movie. It's just such a good fucking movie. It's just a feel-good, happy film. It's my number 7.
Oh.
Yeah. It's below Fantasia, but above Aladdin.
That is high.
I fucking love Holes. This is one of my favorite movies of all fucking time.
I also gave Holes a 10 out of 10. I agree. It's so well done. Like the characters are they're just well written characters. Like even the side characters, you know so much about them. It's so great. I love it. I gave it also a 10 out of 10 and mine's a number 27. So it's under Teen Beach Movie, but it's above Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Man's Chest. I would definitely think I'd rather watch this than Dead Man's Chest.
My number 27 is an 8 out of 10.
I have 36 10 out of 10.
Oh my goodness. We're coming up on 75 episodes, aren't we? We'll have to post them.
Crazy.
Yeah, what are we at? This is 74. So yeah, next episode we'll post our list. It's been a long time. Are you ready to guess?
I'm so ready.
Okay, so here's the thing. I don't think you can guess.
Oh.
So I'm just gonna like tell you what we're gonna watch.
Oh.
So I was looking through you won't know this movie. I was looking through Disney Christmas movies and there's a ton.
Yeah.
A lot of them are like Touchstone or whatever, like movies that Disney bought. I don't want to do that. Like this is a Disney movie podcast. Yeah. So like even like Brave Little Toaster was kind of a stretch, you know what I mean? Even though like Disney released that, like Disney didn't really make that movie.
Yeah.
I was like, I want to do a Christmas movie that Disney made. So Disney has like a bunch of just like fucking weird ass like Christmas movies that they've come out with that I know you and I have never seen.
Oh.
And there's one called One Magic Christmas. It was made in the 80s. Have you ever seen this before in your life?
I don't think so.
I think we should watch it.
Okay.
It's either going to be heartwarming and endearing or fucking tragic.
I mean, let's be real. What started the idea for this podcast was a trash Christmas movie.
Yeah, exactly.
So I love that.
So yeah, I want to watch One Magic Christmas.
Okay.
Hopefully it's good.
I hope it's not. Respectfully, I hope it's horrible.
Maybe it'll be terrible.
Yeah.
I guess we'll find out in 2 weeks, won't we?
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
Yeah, One Magic Christmas. There was 3 like weird Disney Christmas movies that I've never heard of. But I picked this one because it seemed the most
tragic.
Amazing.
Yes. I'm pumped.
One Magic Christmas.
Listen, I'm a Halloween girly, but I do enjoy Christmas
I love
movies.
Christmas. It's just so great. Well, anyways, yeah, everything is on our website now. It's linked in the show notes. You can find our social medias there. You can sign up for Patreon there. That's about it.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Dig it out, bow, bow.
These opinions are our own and are no way associated with the film or the film's production company.
The Tragical Podcast cover art is created by Johnny the Alchemist.
The Tragical intro was produced by Ja Reezy.
Links to our social media and Patreon can be found on our website, located in the show notes.
Thanks for listening
to Tragical.
Basically, Stanley's like, it's not my fault. It's my great pig stealing. What is it? I forget it. My my no good pig stealing great grandfather. That's it. All right, I'll take it from the top.
Got this. I believe in you. You can do it. Icon.
We're gonna pretend that she didn't do any other movie besides just Alien. Like the other ones aren't real.
Are you kidding me? In Avatar, she's so good in Avatar.
No, I meant like 2, 3,
oh,
7.
like the other Alien movies. The other 27. Remember when you watched all of those?
They were so bad.
Anyway.
Alien is a standalone film, and I will not hear anything
The rest of them don't exist.
Tragical.